I take NMN every morning.
What is NMN?
Good question. So about 20 years ago, Lenny Guarente and a team of us at MIT discovered a set of genes that controls aging in yeast cells, just brewer's yeast, what you find in beer and bread. And those genes are called sirtuins, and there are 7 of them in our bodies. And what they do is they protect all organisms on the planet, plants, bacteria, humans, from deterioration and disease. They're like the Pentagon. They sense when we're hungry, sense when we're exercising, and they send out the troops to defend us. And so we think that these genes are responsible for the effects of dieting and exercise, which is great. What that means is we can now mimic that with molecules. So NMN is one of those molecules. So what NMN does, boosts the body's levels of NAD back up to youthful levels again.
Yep.
But how do you know which product within real estate, why real estate, and which product? Now you have software, you have books, you have courses, you have, like, speaking about real estate, you have everything. How do you know which product to choose when you're starting, but also now when you're scaling?
I think you have to make mistakes and give yourself a lot of room to make those mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are no longer afraid of being failures. They're afraid of being embarrassed.
Yes.
So they won't try because they care about failing. They then don't try because they don't want other people to know it didn't work out. And so, as a good example, we started Sirhant in 2020. Okay, in the depths of COVID in New York City.
Bought the building.
Everybody said, "Don't do it."
Yeah.
Right. So I said, "I'm going to go start my own real estate firm, but I have an idea." I have an idea of how things are going to be bought and sold in the future. I'm not going to be able to do it by myself. It's going to take me a second. I'm going to start a sales training platform called sellit.com, and then we're going to have studios, which does real estate media, because it's just what we do and it's what we know. And there's going to be an undercurrent of tech enablement, okay, underneath everything. And I think it's going to be one thing. And so what I started with was an app called Spaces, that was basically studios in your pocket, so that I could go to 10,000 real estate agents around the world and say, you get to go make your own property tours now, really easy. It'll edit itself, it'll queue itself, it'll caption itself. One click, you're done. You don't have to spend the $1,500 that it's going to cost you to do a mini, all that stuff. I was the only one who used it.
Wow.
Like, I spent all this money and I listened because it was me saying, I know what you need. Okay. So that didn't work.
Why didn't people need it?
Because they didn't want it. So instead of me saying, hey, I know what you need, what I should have said is,
what do you want?
Yeah. Right? But it's tricky because if I ask most people what they want, they don't know what they want until you show it to them. So then I made a virtual world, because then I was like, you know what? Screw it. People will make property tours however they want. How do I scale virtual culture? You know, if we have a company of 1,000 people, 100,000 people, and we don't have brick and mortar offices, it's not like they're in warehouses. All of our people either work at home or they're in their cars, right? They're in other people's properties. How do I scale culture that way? How do I align us back to the passion and the purpose? Like, how do I do that? Through webinars? Like, what do I do? You know what? I'm going to build a virtual world. It's going to be called Sirhant Universe. And we're all just going to operate in there. Everyone's got multiple screens now. The majority of our salespeople, you know, coming out of high school, they're all on screens all day long. They got Fortnite on pause at home.